Okay, so this video is to showcase the blueprints that I've created from class. This one is the lights that when you interact with them, they'll turn on a different color, and if you interact with them 3 times, they'll start playing the particle effect. After a delay, they'll then play another one, and then destroy the actor. I can improve this by adding sound. So once the explosion plays, the sound effect plays, and then destroy the actor. Next I've got this spinning cylinder that's on a delay, so every 2 seconds it will then spin around. I can improve this by changing the mesh to be something that I can use in my level, but when I try to do so, it either doesn't spin or has no collision, so I've just left it as the base cylinder to showcase it, as I want to use it so when the player goes on it they can be spun around or use it in a different way. Here I've got another cylinder that's just moving between 2 positions via a timeline. I can improve this by adding it the applied damage, so when the player does take damage, hits it, they can take damage. Because at the moment it just simply blocks. It should block. Here I've got a damage cube, so when the player walks into it they start taking damage, which can be seen up in the top left with the print string. Once the health hits 0, the player can press R to respawn. Damage cube, taking damage on my new projectile that I created last week. I need to add sound effects to it, and it just applies 10 damage to the cube, which then once it dies deletes itself. Again, I can apply explosion and sound effect to that. Over here, more lights that are just lerping between 2 values, random values, so it's just random lights and every time as they turn on. This light here, when the player moves into it and overlaps, it will then destroy itself. I do have a sprint mechanic, so in holding shift, players' movement speed increases. When you release it, it goes back down to walking speed. By pressing E, the player does a sprint. At the moment it's infinite, so I'll be adding a stamina value and stamina bar to the actual game. Here's a lift, so when the player goes onto it, it moves up, and when it goes off, it moves back down to its original position. And here are some big red balls, classic total wipeout. So safe zone in the middle, and if you hit the visible boundary, you'll be knocked off. Oops. You'll be bounced, which is a bit random at the moment. So it'll just get the player velocity of where they were going and just reverse it, so it will just go up if you're down. But if you go onto a corner, it does a nice bounce back, which is hard to which it did then, but it's hard to replicate due to the randomness of physics in engine. Next video I'll hopefully have some prototypes for the mechanics I've listed in the forum thread, and some prototypes for the spinning Skyrim puzzle, and hopefully a basic mesh and prototype for the jigsaw.